Hello, it's Vivi Leroy with Modern Jewelry Makers. Thank you for joining me for this video. We are already talking about Valentine's Day jewelry, and it's still January, I know. But if you make jewelry, you need to get a little bit of a head start, right? Plus, I have a lot of designs to show, and so I will probably stretch them out over a few videos. So today we are starting with our little dancing hearts, charm bracelets, and necklaces that I want to share with you. And so I'm going to show you some different options and variations, and then we're going to do a little demo and show all the fun. So this bracelet and the little drop earring is from last year. We had these last year is when I did the design for the first time, and I just fell in love. I just love them very much. And so that's the silver one, and it has some crystals on it, and the color story, we called it like a pastel opal, where it has some just soft blushy pinks and soft lilacs and kind of opally creamy colors. Very pretty. And then there's the gold in more of a traditional Valentine's Day kind of jewel tone colors. So you could do either of these for the kit. You could choose silver or gold and then choose whether you wanted it in the pastel opals or in the more traditional kind of Valentine's Day dark reds and plums and magentas and things. So pretty in the gold. So pretty, so pretty. And then here's a little earring we did. And the gold. I love these hoops. They're so pretty. So, right, like all of the videos I do for this channel, these are always available as kits, or the individual findings or chain or charms are always available individually as well on the website. And so whether you just want to get some great ideas and inspiration for different ways to use the pieces you already have, or you just need to order some little bits and pieces, or you're like, no, I want to make that exact thing and I want to turn out perfectly, so I need the entire kit. We try to cover you from A to Z here, and just love making jewelry with us. So this year we have the necklace, because I love the bracelet so much from last year that I just knew I wanted to do a full necklace, because I think it's just so pretty on. So I swapped the colors around. The silver one I'm wearing, I did more of the jewel tones, not as much red. I did, it's a deep ruby and a plummy color and a deep magenta, but the reds come in the color palette. And then for the gold, we did the pastel opals. They might be kind of hard to see, but they're so pretty on here, just soft pinks and lilacs and opals, and really, really beautiful. So it's about 18 inches, and I will show you some variations here soon on the links and how you can adjust the link a little bit, because we want it to, of course, sit just so. And so let me see. I'm going to tip you down to get started with it, to show you the demo on how to start. Anytime we're going to do a toggle in the front or any kind of clasp in the front, and especially when it's shorter, we need to actually do the length and figure out the length first. And so here's the cable link chain that we're using. When we do a charm type design, we need to use a repeating link so that it's much easier to attach. We know what link we're attaching where. So I'm just going to tip you down for a quick demo, and then I will tip you back up, and we will go over some different design options here that I want to share with you. And sorry, we're filming this at night, so hopefully this will be enough light here. If it's not, otherwise I'll be doing it in the morning. So I've got the ends, the two ends. I've got my little hammered toggle here, which is so pretty, right? Any kind of pretty clasp is nice to wear in the front. And then for the jump rings, for some of them, I'm using our little twisted oval links here, which are so pretty. I like to use these in place of jump rings when the jump rings are going to be visible. But of course, they're not jump rings, so you can't open, close, open, close, open, close. You can do it a few times, but not more than like 3, or they're going to break. But they are really sturdy and really quite lovely. Okay, so I'm going to use one of them to attach to the end with my ring side, the ring side of the toggle, and use the 2 chain nose or chain and a mint nose. Okay, to close that up. Now, for the bar side, for the T-bar side, you can just do the very same thing. But here's the dealio with the toggle. The bar goes inside, right? And so when that happens, it's not even. You lose just a smidge of the length from the bar going inside, right? So we want these, see the 3 textured links here, right? We want them to make this like this perfect triangle. It's not going to happen if it was connected directly to the T-bar, because you're losing, right, a little smidge of the length there because of how the bar has to hide. So it'll make more sense in a sec. So I still want to use the pretty link, but in order to see it and for it to sit evenly once it's closed, whoops, I actually need to use I could do the oval link on the chain, close that up, but then I need to use the jump ring, another jump ring, take a basic one, between these be a little more open, between the link and the T-bar. This little jump ring doesn't have to be there. It's only aesthetics, because I want this to sit perfectly balanced when it's on. And so it won't do that without that little jump ring that attaches to it, right? Otherwise, this big link wouldn't be like balanced on the other side. This big link would be hidden here. I hope that makes sense. You'll see if you do it on your own any other way. But see, these are the little tricks I love to show you on this channel. Okay, that make a difference aesthetically. And here is another one. So I'm going to use this, again, just 6mm jump ring to go through the heart. This is the heart that hangs off the clasp to be the pendant. Needs to be this like smaller, thinner, basic one because the hole is smaller. I'm going to use the fancy one, the pretty textured one, to hang off the toggle, the ring side of the toggle. Now, I could just connect that directly to that jump ring and that would work just fine. That's the way it's done in the bracelets, right? It's connected directly to that. However, the bracelet, the charm on the bracelet just dangles here. This is a pendant. So the pendant is meant to lay flat, right? So this doesn't matter, like this just dangles here on the bracelet, so it doesn't matter which way it goes. If I hook these directly together, then one goes forward and now the other one will turn, right? So for this to lay like this, both of these rings need to be going the same direction, which they are, which just means they need another jump ring in between. That was a long explanation for all I'm trying to say is it needs another jump ring for the pendant, if it's going to be a pendant, so that it hangs flat as a pendant. Okay. That's all. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to tip you up so I can show you some variations of this. I love all the tricks. Let me move this lamp up a little bit. Okay. So let me take her off for a second. At this point, right, is where you would want to make sure this length is right for you. And so I'm just doing T-bar goes through the back, right? And again, so that's where that little, that little jump ring is hiding, so that this all sits like a little triangle, all the textured links, 1, 2, 3. That extra little jump ring we did here allows that to sit perfectly like a pin did. Otherwise, it would want to slip and make that sound. And the thing is, even without all the dangles, it's really pretty like this, like just as this. This is lovely. If you wanted to do just something like this, I'd maybe do a different chain that was a little prettier, or just a little fancier. Something, this little disco chain is really pretty. Like that would be really pretty if you were just going to do the chain. I would just do something a little more of a statement, or the little paper clip chain. I mean, that's really popular now. That would be really pretty too, right? So this is a great look. Just a chain, the pretty toggle, the heart, beautiful. And you could even do just a single crystal, on the front of there, if you wanted for a little dangle, right? That would be darling. Very easy to do. However, if we're going to add all the little hearts and rings, right, they need to go on the cable link, and it needs to go, right? The link is alternating link. So you need to choose one of them, this one or this one. But you're going to put all the dangles in every other one, right? So they're all laying on the same thing. Ta-da! Just like this, right? So every little dangle here between the heart and the little twisted ring charms are hanging on every other, well, not quite every other. I have one in between them because there's to add the crystal, right? And the one I have on, or the one I had on, has a crystal in between each one, right? Just like that charm bracelet did. Let me back up, right? So that's to hang the little crystal on, each of those crystals on a little ball head pin with a basic loop. Okay, but just like what I just showed you with just the chain, you wouldn't have to add the crystals. I actually have the kit available just like this. So if you don't want to add the crystals, or you have your own crystals or color story, you could do we call it the hearts only kit, right? Look how pretty. It's so pretty even without any of the crystals or the color. I just think it's really lovely. I just think it's so pretty. Or again, you could do one like single, a couple of crystals just on the pendant part. But that's just, it's a lovely, lovely look. So this is an option in the kit. So if you were doing the kit, you can choose the hearts only in silver or gold, or either of the color stores in silver or gold. And you can add on the earring if you want to too. Lots of options. Yeah, so lovely. So let's talk about length for a second. So this kit is 18 inches. If you needed a little more length, I'm going to show you what I did with the other ones. A couple different options. This kit with the whole shebang, with the crystals and everything like I had on, it's $39. It's really good price. Like this one with just the hearts is $29. I hate quoting prices because they can change. Okay, so here's the gold one. I just want to show you what I did on the gold. It was just a smidge. Ooh, this is one of the first chains I had cut, and I think I cut it just a little too short. I forget exactly, but I needed a little more length to it. I just love the gold. It's so pretty. But anyway, what I did to add the length in the back is I just wire wrapped that little crystal. See, I cut it right in the middle, and I did a little wire wrap right there. That's it. It just added like an extra inch of length right in the back. Easy peasy. That's one option. Obviously, if you're using your own chain, you can do whatever you like. But then here's the other option that I did with the silver one. Is I left a couple inches of just the chain. So here's the back of that. Here's the whole necklace, and here's the back. I cut it right in the middle in the back, and left about an inch and a half plain without the dangles, and did a hook clasp. So even though I have a clasp in front, I can also adjust the length in back too, because 18, everyone's neck is obviously different, and everyone's comfortable with different sizes, and so 18 inches is perfect on me, but it could easily be very long on someone more petite. So they want it shorter, and you could just cut the chain shorter. But if you wanted to be able to adjust the length here and there, I am just showing you some very cool and easy options that you can do. Well, I'll just leave this on. I don't have to mess with that, but yeah, so pretty. So I just wanted to show you some variations that you can do, whether you do, a kit or not, or whatever materials you may have. That there are a lot of beautiful options here to do for Valentine's Day. They're simple, right? Like all you need to know how to do basically is jump ring. We need a couple chain nose pliers and a lot of jump rings. Well, actually, if you're adding the crystals, you need to do the loops, but they're not wrapped. They're just basic loops because you want to be able to move them around if you need to. And they stay. They're all on lovely kind of ball head pins, which makes it extra pretty. So lots of prettiness. That is Valentine's Day jewelry number 1. Thank you for joining me today. I will leave links below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one. And until then, sparkle brightly like the star that you are. Peace.